Hello Aries, and welcome to your June reading. So we have the visit of Mr. Blackbody with you. All right, so I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about this month. The first two cards that I have is the Ace of Sword and the Star. That tells me that either last month or the beginning of this month, there's this truth, there's this clarity that comes into your total integrity. So it's not a shallow truth here. We're talking about a truth of the soul. When you are, the star, she's naked there. She's not a wife, a husband, a teacher, whatever the roles and the things and the clothes that we have. No, this is a soul having a human experience, and that's it. When we are in our total vulnerability, authenticity, here we are, it is represented in the tarot by being naked. She's pouring these jugs of water, of her emotional experience, of what she went through emotionally, and the understanding that she got out of it, which realigns her with the connection that we have with the universe. So through these experiences that now you will be in peace with, because you got a truth and understanding out of it. And it has to do with, here I have the Empress, the Divine Feminine. What is the Divine Feminine? It is the mother, it is the wife, it is all of that. Yes, the Divine Feminine, most of all, we have it all inside of us, men or women. We have the both of them, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. It is the aspect of us that is connected with the universe, with the cosmic intelligence, and that is at the gate of abundance, of unconditional love, ruled by Venus. That is all the queens together. Okay, what allows to come into this reality? It is our Divine Feminine. And after that, I have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, that means that through that understanding, because we see that the Sphinx on top of the Wheel of Fortune has a sword in his hand. Has a sword in his hand. Because he understood the riddle of something. And that will give the opportunity for the Wheel of Fortune to turn. For the wheel of life to turn. Under here, our experience that we went through, that gave us the sword that will permit to heal. That maybe happened, like I said, last month or at the beginning of the month, but there, from that sword, from that truth and that understanding about ourselves, when we are true with ourselves, it gives the opportunity to heal all of the Three of Swords that's on the wall here, all of our pains, disappointments, and hurts. And under that, I have the Queen of Wands, Death, and the Chariot. Now, Queen of Wands, that's you, Aries. And the feminine part, what you allow to come into your life, of what you attract also, you know, a transformation, death, the end of an era, the end of a period that you can now transform, because you have the understanding and because you'll be able to heal, and therefore you're going to be able to align yourself, your unconscious and your conscious. The Chariot, you have those two sphinxes, unconscious and the conscious, will be aligned to be able to move forward, to actually bring you to another stage of your life. So after that, under our Empress, I have the King of Wands and the Pope. So this is your masculine side, and how you are actually going to act out there, Aries. With the Pope, that means with discernment, because there's a recognition of the Empress, of your feminine side, of how much you allowed. When the feminine is wounded, because here the Four of Swords, that tells me that the feminine was wounded. That will affect how much love we can allow for ourselves, and how much abundance, how much inspiration, how much we feel connected with the universe or alone, isolated. It makes the whole difference like that. She rules everything that is invisible. So we can be very successful out there, but inside, what is invisible can be hell. Under that, I have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups. So here, Queen of Swords, you receive the sword, you receive that understanding. And I'm sorry. And so the Queen, that's again at the gate of that perception of first when we get it. Before we speak of it, we need to actually get it inside of us. And it's all about Knight of Cups. How that Ace of Cups, that love, that sentiment of peace and all of that inside of us. How we, what do I love? Where do I want to pour my heart in? This is having the understanding of it and seeing clearly now where you want to bring your heart. And it is from a wise place, because the Queen of Swords, she went through all the swords. So she went through the Three of Swords, heartache, disappointments, and all of that. Four of Swords, where she healed because she got clarity and understanding, and she's holding that sword in front of her. Her crown is of butterflies because they have transmuted into wisdom. Under the Wheel of Fortune, I have the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. So here's that Ace of Cups here, where you will be able at the end of this, with your integrity, with your discernment of where you want to actually bring, what you want to bring forward in life. You will receive that Ace of Cups. You will be able to grab, make the choice to allow that extra love in our heart, in your life, from the understanding of before. And under that I have the King of Swords. So I get the understanding, I allow it in, my perception of reality will be from it, and then King of Swords, I actually act from that truth, my decisions, and that is what is going to move the Wheel of Fortune. And I did not see, because of this guy, we had the Tower with the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. It's almost like the way I tried to be loved before, because of the way I used to think, or maybe the condition of my divine feminine, now is changing. Now I get it, I understand. So I'm going to build and walk the path towards love and abundance in a completely different way. All right, let's clarify this. For Aries, I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. I call upon my guides. Help me clarify this reading for Aries for the month of June. So in a way you are healing the divine feminine, Aries. And that is essential to have quality of life. You can be very successful out there, but never feel that content, that peace, and that love within yourself, and that is because it's your divine feminine part. Like you could be filled with love and light and inspiration and all of that, and have a crappy life because you don't have a masculine that will take that and bring it out there. So we need to always have that balance within ourselves. Spirit, show me that Ace of Sword and the Star for Aries. Ace of Sword, Ace of Sword. So when they do that, it's because I pretty much explained it. And here I have a little extra information. I have the Four of Pentacles, which happens to be the bottom of the deck also. Four of Pentacles. That means that maybe you were a bit stubborn, which is very rare for Aries. I'm joking. This is when we hold on to our reality the way it is, because this is it. So that new truth will actually shake your concept of how you see things. You know? And that's okay. What was there? It was... Okay. Where is it? Oh yeah, the Empress. Yes. That's Mr. Black Buddy. Oh, okay. We have the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups. So the Divine Feminine here, it's about, since you have the Six of Cups, it's all about that capacity to give and to receive love in your case. The Six of Cups, you have two children on that card that give each other cups. And there's white flowers growing out of these cups. It's pure water. Pure emotions. And children are represented because often, yes, this can go back all the way till since you were kids. But when you take a child that was in a healthy environment and you give that child something, you give him a compliment, you give him love, he's gonna take it because it's the most normal thing in the world. Yeah, he doesn't think he has to do anything special to deserve the love, or that he can lose the love if he doesn't do something right. It's all free give and love, how it should be in a balanced heart chakra. And so with the Three of Wands, that tells me that, because this is a perspective that comes from waters, it's the feminine part. And so the Three of Wands, that tells me that this new knowledge will change what you expect coming towards you. Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Wands. It's going to bring you a brand new passion, a brand new way of doing things, a brand new, and here Page of Pentacles. It's like starting anew, but on different bases. Because of that new understanding, being able to have that fire back into your heart. Passion. Passion for life. Show me the Four of Swords for Aries. The Fool. Here's that new cycle. All right. Because you get that understanding, you are willing to leap in faith. Because you are healing and you understand how you got disappointed and hurt in the past, you are now willing to make that leap of faith. Okay, this was a mess a bit. All right. Sorry, I don't want to be okay, too messy here. Okay, so let's look at the King of Wands and the Pope. Four of Cups. And that is part of what you need to use your discernment about. Because the Four of Cups, this is when we pass our opportunities of receiving more love, because we just look at what we've had until now and we don't really believe it. You know, this is like been there, done that. He looks at 3 cups in front of him. He doesn't see that cup here in the air. That probably creates conflict of I want this and you, it's not the same. Conflict, because when I look at the emotional experience I had until now, it's not very satisfying, if I'm honest with it, and I don't see how it could be better than that. And that's why the Tower has to come here with that Ace of Cups. You need to change the way you're thinking completely, because the way you're thinking, you will never get to that place where you will be in peace, filled with love. It has nothing to do with the outside, it's all to do with the inside for you to get there. Let's look at that Tower. And so it's a change of perspective and balancing your heart chakra and healing your divine feminine. 2 of Cups. Yeah. So that the 2 of Cups, and here I have the Ace of, ooh, a lot of reflection. But okay, 2 of Cups. Here we have it. Ace of Cup here. And in my hand, well, there's a lot, but the 4 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and all of that. So it's mostly to say what has your concept, almost your concept of what is being reflected in front of you. And that can be in friendship, in love, in family members, whatever. The 2 of Cups is not always relationship. It's every mirror we have in our lives. When the Tower comes with it, it's that the concept of how you try to connect with people, it has to crumble. And because you need to rise here, your capacity to actually receive love. And it has to be making a change. It has to be a choice. And you get that understanding here, that soul understanding. You got it. Maybe last month or at the beginning of the month or whatever, but you're starting the month with that knowledge, with that clarity and that understanding. You have to start anew, and if you don't want to repeat the same thing, you need to heal your past wounds. You need to let that die to purify yourself and align your conscious and your unconscious so that you can actually attain what you truly desire. Queen of Wands, Death, and the Chariot. Aries, clarify Death. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we have the repeat of the Queen of Wands. That's you, and that's your feminine. Because if we have trouble with the feminine outside, we have to look at our feminine inside also. Here I have Temperance. That all that you've been going through emotionally was to kind of rise the vibration of your own emotions so that the mirrors in your life don't always mirror the lack, you know, or the heartaches or the disappointments, but can mirror through give and take of love, balanced soul love. the transformation of the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords that is here on the wall, that you are going to heal because of what you understand. And here is another healing card, Temperance, but healing because we understand how everything got to be. We take responsibility in the dynamics with the mirrors in our lives of what we have showed and what we have allowed to receive. You cannot receive something you don't believe exists inside of you. You know? If you believe, and I have the Chariot here, if your unconscious believes that true Six of Cups love does not exist, or that you never got it and you never will, well, that's where that Sphinx is gonna go. And consciously you say, I deserve it and I want it, then that Sphinx is gonna go in a completely different direction, and that's gonna tear you apart. So, mastering one's unconscious, that's why the Chariot has a star and moon and all of that on his gear, because he has mastered the unconscious. Mastering the unconscious means, okay, now I know that what I've experienced until now is not all that there is. There is more out there. And from my pain and from my disappointments, I'm going to get that clarity that's going to make me able to see it and ask myself, where do I want to bring my heart? And how can I accept the heart of somebody also? Show me this. It's almost like you're going to, it's like if you're clear now on what you need to heal. It's healing the feminine for you in order to be able to receive more love and have a true union. True connections. That the mirrors in your life don't always show your pain and your lacks. And that will come from emotional intelligence, emotional consciousness. Here, Four of Pentacles. You cannot be stubborn and hold on to everything that you did not receive from the feminine, from your Empress here. Because then that's what you're going to receive from the others. Because that's what you're holding on. This is my reality, Four of Pentacles. That has to be transformed. King of Swords. Because if that's your perception of what is coming in the cups and the people, what are they offering? They're always offering this Five of Cups. See the cloak and the cups that are falling down, disappointments and hurts and past, and grieving what fell and that I never got to drink. Of course, then that's what you're going to receive. Oh. All right. So, 10 of Wands here, and I have the 9 of Cups. You have to have that discernment of the King of Swords, that understanding, that soul lesson that you got. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. That soul lesson that you got, it was so that you could become emotionally content by yourself, that you could process all of your emotions, be in peace with yourself, and have that clarity and discernment, so you can finish a cycle of the way you used to bring things forward with the Tower, with that clarity and that understanding. No more wounded person here. And start allowing love, true love, unconditional, into your life. It's a difference between wanting love and allowing it in. As long as we hold on to the idea that we never receive it, we only receive grieving, then we're not allowing love into our life. It's like a catch-22 situation here. But you, this month, have the opportunity to understand how and at what degree you do that into your life, and that you can allow it to come in. Understanding how to allow more love into your life. All right? So on this, Aries, I'm going to send you all my love and light. Thank you for watching the videos and sharing, commenting, all of that to help grow. I read all the comments and it touches my heart. If you want a private reading, the description is written below. Thank you for the ones of you that gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon, full moon, I am doing a ceremony and I'm asking for you to receive back. I'm sending all my love and light for all of you having to deal with this crazy pandemic that we are having. And may the light prevail. May we keep our balance in this situation and be true to ourselves. On this, I'm going to send you all my love and light, Aries. And I'll see you next month. All right?